Hi everyone, this is Alexandra again. In this video, the second installment of how to get more customers and grow your business, it's time to get focused. I'm going to show you practical ways to use what you've learned in the first video and put it into action. You're also going to learn where you should really be focusing your energy to successfully grow your business. The least expensive and most effective way to advertise your business. And one of my favorite ways of getting new customers. Before we jump right in, I wanted to thank each of you for the hundreds of posts and comments that you said about the first video. Your support makes me even more inspired and motivated to help you reach your financial goals by starting and growing your own business. As I was reading over your comments, I noticed that a lot of you were really anxious to get started making some profitable changes to build your business. And I mean now. So here's what I did. I made a quick change in plans and created a short course of 3 of the most effective ways to quickly build your customer base in your business. I'm going to show you in real life practical steps based on how I started and grew my own business, as well as a few of my friends who are also business owners. When you've finished, you'll have a basic framework for growing your customer base and your business, the kind that I use for my own company. Who knew it could be that easy, right? Of course, there's a lot of other amazing techniques and tools that you can use to get huge results for your business that I can't fit into this short video. A little bit later, I'll tell you how you can get more in-depth step-by-step guidance. But for now, I wanted to get you going right away and to give you some simple things you can work with right now. So let's get started. Focus on long-term customers. As we've just seen, repeat customers are the holy grail of sales, the lifeblood of any business. They advertise your business for free to their friends. They help you forecast buying trends. They save you marketing money, and most importantly, they buy your products and services. The longer you can cultivate a relationship with each of your customers, the more loyal they will become. You will be their vendor of choice when it comes to the product or service that you provide for them. A happy customer that feels like they have a personal relationship with you will be one of the most effective marketing and advertising tools that you can invest in. It's a natural chain reaction for them to advertise for you by telling their friends and acquaintances about you, your business, your products or services that you provide. If you already have a website, ask if your best customers would mind offering you a testimonial that you could post. If they're concerned about their privacy, it is perfectly acceptable to use just their first name and last initial and the nearest general metro area where your place of business is located. If you can get them to be more forthcoming, even better, but always be respectful. Remember, nothing is more important than your relationship with your customers, and that includes the use of their testimonial. If you have your website with a customer comment section, or even better, a social media plugin where they can leave comments and engage with other customers, you will have access to a virtual gold mine of information that will help you forecast buying trends and future sales. Treat this information respectfully. If you violate your customers' trust here, you might as well hang a for sale sign on your front door. I have another friend that lives in a fairly traditional neighborhood in Europe. She's been visiting the same neighborhood butcher each week for a number of years, and as a regular customer, she was completely caught off guard when she went into the butcher shop on one of her regular visits, only to find a complete stranger behind the counter. The new butcher introduced himself with a warm smile and said that the previous owner had just sold him the business. Seeing the surprised look on my friend's face, he quickly added that he hoped she would continue to be a regular customer. My friend noticed a young woman sitting on a stool in the corner writing in a notebook. Noting my friend's observance of the young woman, the butcher announced that she was his daughter and that she was helping him out for a few days while he got to know all of his customers. The young woman came over and, reaching across the glass, shook hands and introduced herself to my friend. Meanwhile, the butcher got down to the business of carving and wrapping my friend's order. The young woman asked what my friend's favorite cuts and types of meat were, and then she added the information to her notebook. She also asked what seemed like inconsequential questions about my friend's family, how long she'd been coming to the butcher shop, and if she'd tried the fish shop a few blocks away. My friend answered affirmatively. In fact, that was her next stop, to buy some halibut steaks. The next week, my friend went again out of habit to the butcher shop. It wasn't until she was about to go in that she remembered there was a new owner, and she felt a little anxious and apprehensive as she went in. As the bell on the door announced her arrival, the butcher looked up from his carving board and greeted her with a smile and welcomed her by name. "What can I get for you today?" he asked. After giving her order, the butcher leaned over the counter and said, "I have something for you." And then he disappeared into the cooler briefly before returning with an open brown paper package of halibut cheeks. "I remember that you had to walk all the way to the fish market last week, so I got you this beautiful fish in, just for you. What do you think?" he asked, as he handed it over the counter for my friend's inspection and approval. The fish was the freshest and finest quality she'd seen in some time. If my friend previously had any doubts about her new butcher, they were now put to rest. Not only had he saved her aching feet an extra trip, he'd done so in grand style, and he had remembered her by name. She felt valued and important by her new butcher. The apprehension and misgivings she may have had before were now being replaced by a growing sense of loyalty towards her new butcher of choice. So let's go over the steps the butcher took to reestablish and build a new loyal customer base. He made an effort to get to know who his repeat customers would be by their past shopping habits. He had his daughter make notes on each of his customers, including their name and a little bit about their family tastes. He could then use this information to anticipate their potential needs for his products and services. His daughter asked about additional shopping habits and needs that could potentially be opportunities for additional sales by meeting his customers' needs first, saving them time and extra effort. He intentionally looked for opportunities to make his customers feel valued and provide an exceptional customer experience at his place of business. Rather than skimping to save money, he provided the finest quality of product or service to his customers, and more importantly, continues to do so to this day. This would be a good place to take a moment and look over your business practices to see what you're currently doing to cultivate a loyal and repeat customer base. Being free from financial worry and anxiety means that you need to have an income that you can depend on. If you want customers that you can count on to buy your products and services each month, you need to become the business that your customers can automatically turn to for high-quality products and services that they depend on to meet their needs and solve their problems. What is the one thing that you could implement right away that would build long-term customers? The more you continue to actively cultivate your long-term customer base, the stronger your sales will be and the fewer your worries will be. Wouldn't that be a great position to be in? Repeat customers cost less than new ones. One of the things that cause entrepreneurs and small business owners the most anxiety is laying out large sums of cash for an advertising campaign. They tend to be very expensive while yielding little in actual results. You know you need to actively and consistently attract customers if your business is to be successful and generate a substantial income to meet your expenses, pay salaries, and provide an income for your family. What if there was a way to actively cultivate growth in your customer base without having to spend all that extra money? Well, guess what? There is. Studies show that it's less expensive to bring existing customers back than to attract new ones. It makes sense, considering the expense of advertising, marketing, media, and the other tools necessary to lure new customers. How do you do that? Well, let's go back to my friend in Europe and her butcher. Remember the notebook that his daughter was taking notes in while her father was waiting on customers? One of the key items she was recording as customers came into the shop was if they had been there before, how often they came, what they liked to buy, and with today's technology, getting your customer's email address is also essential. Let's pause for a moment and talk about how to most effectively use your customer's email to cultivate their loyalty to your business and translate that into sales. Never, and I do mean never, abuse your customers' trust in you by misusing their email or selling it and their information to a third party. It will be effective to send bulk emails to all your customers only a few times a year. On all other occasions, it should be a one-on-one communication, as you would with an old friend. Remember that this is the type of relationship you're trying to establish with your most valuable repeat customers. Keep the content brief, friendly, and personal. Appropriate occasions for sending them an email is if they've not visited your place of business for a while. If you've gotten in something that they wanted or you think that they would find of value. Or if you knew there was a special occasion or event in your customer's life that was of particular importance. A nice note to let them know that you remembered will make them feel valued and only deepen their loyalty towards you and your business. It comes down to this. To bring in new customers, you have to get their attention and then hold it until they have a chance to experience you and the quality of your products and services. That's inherently loud and expensive just to get their attention, let alone to keep it long enough to get them to come into your place of business. It reminds me of those used cars commercials shouting at me through the television screen, trying to get me to come in and take a test drive and buy one of their pre-owned cars. I don't think so. On the other hand, attracting repeat customers is simply a case of reminding them what they already know. They have already experienced you, your business, the quality of your products and services. You can speak much softer with a personal touch, like with an old friend over a cup of coffee. Not only is this approach more pleasant for everyone involved, it's less expensive and more effective in generating repeat sales and customer satisfaction. It also takes a lot less of your time and energy, which is, as we all know as a business owner, is always in short supply. This type of marketing approach just makes sense and, more importantly, gets you the results you've been looking for in the first place. Repeat customers are walking billboards. A friend of mine has been working for a number of years at an upscale men's haberdashery in greater Chicago area when the owner announced to his employees that he was retiring and putting his business up for sale. Now, most of the employees took this news with more than a little concern for their own future, but my friend saw this as a golden opportunity and after the meeting was over, took the first chance he could get to quietly make the owner an offer to buy the haberdashery, which ultimately was accepted. In most cases, this would have been viewed as an overly confident move. However, my friend had been preparing for this very opportunity. Not only had he been consistently setting aside financial resources specifically for this purpose and learning all he could about the business throughout the time he had been there, he'd also done one other key thing that many others forget. Throughout the years, he had been cultivating a repeat customer base. This would become invaluable a few months later when he officially took over the store and reopened it under his own brand. Several weeks previous to the grand reopening of the haberdashery, he spoke to each of his repeat customers personally and invited each one individually to help him celebrate his reopening event. He asked each of them to bring a friend by way of introducing them to his store. During the reopening event, he made a point of thanking each of his repeat customers for coming and greeted their guests personally. As he and his staff circulated throughout the store and chatted with old friends and new, they quietly took note of the new guests' interests, their association with the haberdashery's repeat customer, and any pertinent information that they came up with during conversation that would help the new owner and his staff serve these potential new customers better. What my friend did not anticipate was what began to unfold a few weeks later. One after another of his repeat customers began to pop in for a visit, bringing with them another of their friends that hadn't been able to make it to the reopening event. It wasn't long until business was the best it had been in years and requiring the new owner to add to his staff. It seemed that many of his repeat customers took personal pride in their contribution to his new success, which my friend was quick to acknowledge. Once again, let's take a moment and outline the steps my haberdasher friend used to achieve his success. Throughout his time at the store, my friend offered exceptional customer service and intentionally cultivated a repeat customer base. He formed personal relationships with each of his repeat customers, thereby securing brand loyalty. When the opportunity arose for him to buy the store, he created a reopening event under his own brand. Several weeks before the reopening, he personally invited each of his repeat customers and asked them to bring along a friend as a way of introducing them to his business. From the very first meeting of these new potential customers, steps were taken to find out ways to offer them exceptional customer service and create new repeat customers. The new owner was quick to thank each of his repeat customers and acknowledge the important role that they had played in his newfound success. If your current revenue is lackluster, take a close look at your current repeat customer base with a new understanding and see the full potential and value they bring to your business. Take a moment. Picture in your mind your very best customer. Now ask yourself, what is their favorite product or service that they buy from you? Ask yourself what you could do for them and in what way could you best express to them how valuable they are to you and your business. Once you've completed this important task, personally invite them to bring a friend to your place of business. Remember, the quality of your product or service must be the highest currently available to you and must be offered with consistency. I've tried my best to fit in as much information into these videos as I could, but I'd like to give you an opportunity to get even more help to successfully grow your business anytime you need it by clicking on the link to get your copy of How to Get More Customers and Grow Your Business. Inside, you'll find step-by-step guidelines to my most successful result-getting techniques, illustrated by real-life stories of business owners just like you who transform their businesses from failing to fabulous, sometimes in just days. Each section gives you valuable information and tools to quickly build your business and then shows you step by step how to implement it into your business practices. Each section is illustrated with real-life accounts from me and other business owners I know who've applied these specific techniques to their own business practices. I show you exactly how they did it and the results they achieved. Then together we review each step, how and why it was done, and how you can do it too and see similar results in your own business. But to get that kind of results requires action. If you're tired of struggling and want to be able to enjoy your life again, experience the kind of growth and success you've always envisioned for you and your business, click on the icon and download your copy of How to Get More Customers and Grow Your Business now. Once you've clicked on the icon, you'll be taken to a secure page. The next step is to place your order. That's it. You're on your way. In a matter of days, you'll begin creating and growing the business of your dreams. Once you've completed your order, take a moment and picture in your mind how a successful business of your own with a steady and growing income would impact the quality of your life and those closest to you.